Hello friends, welcome back. In today's lecture, I am Dr. Milind Meshram, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Chemistry, KTHM College, Nashik. In the last lecture, we have seen the various method for the preparation of alkyl halides. Preparation of alkyl chloride starting from the alcohol using hydrogen halide. Alright. Then thereafter we have seen the preparation of alkyl chloride by using thionyl chloride. Okay. So in that particular reaction, we have seen the SNI mechanism. Alright. When you start with some chiral molecule, so that configuration will be written in the product. Thereafter we have seen the preparation of alkyl bromide. Okay, starting from the alcohol using dry HBr or NaBr in the presence of H2SO4. Okay. Thereafter we have discussed the preparation of alkyl halide starting from the alcohol using phosphorus trihalide. For example, we have seen the bromide. For example, propyl bromide starting from the propyl N-propyl alcohol using PBr3. Alright. Then afterwards we have discussed one reaction of alkyl halide, that is hydrolysis of alkyl halide. So in today's lecture we will discuss the various reactions of alkyl halide. Alright. So in the last time we have seen the, suppose we have this N-propyl alcohol. So when you treat with HCl, okay, in the presence of zinc chloride, so it gives N-propyl chloride. Okay. Thereafter we are seeing the one SNI reaction. For example, here secondary alcohol. Alright. So this is the carbon. When you react with SOCl2 in SNI fashion. Okay. So we could generate the product which retain the stereochemistry. Here retention of configuration okay. Thereafter we are seeing this alcohol. When you treat this alcohol, when you treat with PBr3, alright, so it gives alkyl bromide. Alright, so all three halogen can be used to give this corresponding, all these three bromides can be transferred to give this alkyl bromide along with this phosphorus acid H3PO3. This is phosphorus acid. Alright. So we have also seen the reaction of this chiral molecule. Okay, reaction of chiral alcohol, where when you treat this chiral molecule with PBr3, it gives the inversion of configuration in the product. Okay. Suppose your molecule is having S configuration. So R configuration will be observed in the product molecule. Alright. So we have also discussed that aspect of that reaction, because it involves the SN2 reaction, and this reaction best work for the primary and secondary alcohol. Okay, because this is SN2 reaction, and it shows the inversion of configuration. Whatever configuration present in the reactant, so you will get the inversion of configuration in the products. So this is how we have discussed in the last few lectures. So in today's lecture we will discuss the reaction of alkyl halides. In the last lecture we have also discussed the hydrolysis of alkyl halide. So we know this alkyl halide shows the nucleophilic substitution reactions when you have this alkyl halide. Okay, so when you treat with aqueous NaOH, okay, aqueous NaOH, or you can write free hydroxide ion. So it gives the corresponding alcohol. Alright, this is alkyl halide. This reaction also we have discussed in the last lecture. So let us move to other reaction of this alkyl halide. Nitrite and nitro formation. We know this haloalkane shows the nucleophilic substitution reaction. It readily reacts with potassium nitrate. Alright, so to give the alkyl nitrites, haloalkanes readily react with potassium nitrate and silver nitrate. Okay, so potassium, when you treat with potassium nitrate, so it will give the alkyl nitrite. Whereas when you treat the haloalkanes with silver nitrite, so it will give nitroalkane. Alright, so let us have this example. When you have this alkyl halide, when you react with potassium nitrite, alright, so it is having this structure. Okay, so it gives alkyl nitrite. So this potassium nitrate is the ambident nucleophile. Okay, it is an ambident nucleophile, means it is having two sides. Okay, so it can react from this oxygen as well as from this nitrogen. Okay, So this bond is potassium oxygen bond is ionic, okay, and electron density is more on the oxygen, so that oxygen will get add to the this carbon, okay. So it can generate this carbon oxygen bond. So this is the alkyl nitrate. Whereas when you have the silver nitrate, when you react this with AgNO2, this is silver nitrate, it gives this nitroalkane, okay, nitroalkane. In this OAG bond is covalent, okay, and the oxygen is more electronegative than nitrogen, so these electrons are readily available for the bond formation with the carbon, okay. So here what will happen, this bond will break, and okay, then this nitrogen will attack on that carbon, all right, to give this nitroalkane. In the first case, this potassium nitrate, as I mentioned it before, it is an ambident nucleophile, okay. See, this nitrate ion is an ambident nucleophile because it has two sides of means for attack, all right, and this potassium and oxygen bond is ionic, so this electron density at this oxygen is more, so it will get attacked, it will attack at this carbon, so it will form this carbon oxygen bond to give alkyl nitrate plus potassium halide, okay. Whereas in this silver nitrate, this AgO bond is covalent, okay. So the nitrogen is less electronegative than oxygen, so its lone pair is available for bond formation, so it will attack at that carbon to give this nitroalkane, all right. So in this regard, we will take an example. When we have this ethyl iodide, okay, ethyl iodide, when you react with potassium nitrate, it gives ethyl nitrite, all right, ethyl nitrite along with this potassium iodide. So along with this potassium iodide, on the other hand, when you have this ethyl iodide, when you treat with silver nitrate, it gives nitroethane, okay. So this is nitroethane along with this silver iodide, okay. So this is how these alkyl halide can react with potassium potassium nitrate and silver nitrate. So let us have other reaction. Nitrile and isonitrile formation. Alright. So next reactions are nitrile and isonitrile formation reaction. Similarly, this haloalkane can react with potassium cyanide. Alright. So it can react with silver cyanide as well. So in this case also potassium cyanide is ionic, whereas silver cyanide is covalent. So it shows the different reactivity towards the haloalkanes. First of all, we will see when you have this alkyl halide, and react with potassium cyanide. So this potassium cyanide, this bond is ionic. Alright. So it gives the alkyl nitrile. Alright. Alkyl nitrile when you have, for example, ethyl iodide, okay, ethyl iodide, when you react with potassium cyanide, so it gives ethyl nitrile. Okay, this is ethyl nitrile. Alright. So here when we treat the potassium cyanide with haloalkanes, okay, alkyl halide, it gives alkyl nitrile, okay. So this cyano group will attack at that carbon, okay. So when you have this ethyl iodide, it reacts with potassium cyanide to give this ethyl nitrile. So on the other hand, when you have this silver nitrile, the reactivity will be different, okay, and product will be different. When this alkyl halide when you react with silver cyanide, so it gives this alkyl isonitrile, okay, alkyl isonitrile. Ethyl iodide and when we treat with silver nitrile, it gives this ethyl isonitrile, okay. this nitrogen will have this positive charge and this carbon negative charge. So this is isonitrile. Alright, here this silver cyanide is having the covalent bond. So since this is the ambident nucleophile, so it can, since it is having two sides of attack, okay, so this attack through this nitrogen, okay, as I mentioned it before, this silver cyanide, that is silver nitrile, is predominantly have the covalent character, covalent bond character. So this cyanide nucleophile is an ambident nucleophile, since it has the two sides of this attack, okay. So nitrogen is having lone pair of electrons are available on the nitrogen for bond formation. So nucleophilic attacks takes place to give this isonitrile product. Alright, so we can get this silver iodide, okay, as well. So when this ethyl iodide reacts with silver nitrile or silver cyanide, it gives the ethyl isonitrile along with the silver iodide. So as I mentioned it before, silver cyanide is predominantly have the covalent bond character, okay, and this cyanide nucleophile is an ambident nucleophile, since it has the two sides of attack, okay. So lone pair of electrons are available for the bond formation. So nucleophilic attack will take place through this nitrogen to give this isonitrile product. So this is all about the today's lecture. In the next lecture we will see other reactions of alkyl halide. Thank you.